case here in Los Angeles recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put 2 dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coon. The white man to go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, given to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations, I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
Touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't here for my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I won't always smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on their necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric Malcolm.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on their necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got...
Reb, how close are you?
I don't know. Pretty close.
Like this? Or can you see chest?
I can see right about where your Nike is.
What a short. Back up. Ah, didwit. Like this. That's how you back up.
What you gotta say now? What you gotta say now? You ain't got shit to say. When you put your girl on the snap, baby, yo, babe. I mean, shit getting weird. Come on, baby. It's hot outside. You fucking wrapped up in that blanket. Let's go jog on the beach.
You done lost your damn mind.
What was the reason?
I absolutely cannot. I absolutely cannot. So hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in once again for the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your daily vitamins. Okay, so let's get into it. Everyone, please hit that like button. Okay, let's get the likes up. You all are something else. Okay, let's get those likes up. Y'all know they have Queen Shadow Band, all right? Please make sure you like and share and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right, and please double check to make sure that you're still subscribed, especially if you have not been receiving your notifications. Okay, so let's get into it. You know what I'm going to start doing? What I'm going to start back doing, beloveds, is I'm going to get another 1-800 number so that I can text you guys the links to the videos, okay? Because ScrewTube doesn't always send out notifications, and sometimes people become mysteriously unsubscribed. So I just want you all to know that I'm going to have to go back to that, okay? I shouldn't have canceled my service, but I'm going to go back to that, having the 1-800 number that you all can call and send me your information, or that you can text and send me your information so I can text you the links to the broadcast. All right, so with that all being said, let's get into it. Like stuff, everyone, please like and share. Let's see who is in here. Prince of Paraphernalia, Queen Sam, Desmond, Nancy X. All right, Natural is here. Okay. Natural says Cinco de Mayo just passed, and I didn't even notice. I wonder, is this why they look at Black Americans without a notice? I don't know, beloved. Buckhorse DC, all right. Juju is here. Truth Over Everything said they don't say homo anymore. They say no Diddy now. Yes, absolutely. No Diddy. All right. Skeletor fan, Queen Sam is in the house. All right. Nicole Anderson, Mr. Elevation is here. Shout out to my moderators. Y'all know they stay putting in work with all the lives that I do daily. Okay. Deronda, All Hell Nah, Coco Marshmallows, Darnell, Just Biz, Pamela, Tangi. All right. Nicole Anderson. Okay, RG Titan Brutha is in the house, all right? Listen, I want to apologize to those of you who were sitting here waiting because I was late, all right? I was on the backup, or I was on the main channel, and the broadcast carried over. So for those of you, hey, Perplex and Sharon, for those of you who don't follow the main channel, it would behoove you to subscribe, okay? That's where you get a lot of your celebrity gossip and the information about Diddy and the nefariousness and the Drake beefs and all of that. Okay. Queen Sam said, everybody is here for this Nancy Drew news. Okay. Thank you, beloved. All right. Shirley, I see you. Claudette, RG Titan, King Avery, Black Power is in the house. Greta Lee, Bithia. So let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. This is a very important video because here's the thing. So, you know, there has been several stories that I've reported on in my time on ScrewTube, which has been about, this is like my 4th year being on here. And so I've reported on several stories where people who look like me have gone out somewhere with their friends, okay, who don't look like them, and they've been the only one who looks like me. And they come up deceased or something nefarious happened to them. Let's talk about the Jamaican immigrant who went out to a cabin with some of his Caucasian friends, and then they killed him. They shot him about 9 times. Now, they said later that he went crazy and they had to defend themselves. I'm not buying it. To me, that sounds like the same reason that they used to give out these ninja hunting licenses. It sounds like the same reason we hear about that movie Surviving the Game, which with Ice-T, where they were hunting him literally. It seems like that movie. It's given the same thing that happened to Rasheem Carter or Tyrekus Atwood, which never even made the news. Those of you who heard about the story of Tyrekus Atwood, who said that he was hunted by racist demons down in Laurel, Mississippi, the same ones and the same type of thing that happened to Rasheem Carter, that never even made the news. And if you heard about that, you likely heard about it from me. Okay, because I did a TikTok about it and I talked about it on live. So that didn't even make the media, unfortunately. A lot of these things happen and occur and they don't even make the news, the headlines, on purpose. Because they don't want us to know about it. And that's one of the reasons, in my opinion, that they want to ban TikTok. Because some stories that we get don't come through the mainstream media. And they don't like the fact that so many sources and so much information that they want to remain buried is able to be found on TikTok. Okay, so please pay attention to that. Now, with that all being said, hello, Missions Vision, beloved. Now, with that all being said, let's talk about what happened to this young black man who's an aspiring doctor, how he went to the lake with his friends. Okay? How he went to the lake with his friends, and then he was pushed in, even though they knew he couldn't swim, and nobody did anything for like 10 minutes. I want you to pay attention. It was only one young woman who jumped in to help him, and then someone who worked there who saw the commotion and came out to help. All right, I'm going to go to the footage. Everyone, please like and share this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you in advance, beloveds. Let me put my overlay on here real quick. Now, this is actual footage from the lake on the day this occurred, because they were recording it.
All right, Austin, thanks. This morning, a Shreveport family is demanding answers after their son's near drowning at a lake, Lake Darbon, with friends. And joining me this morning is the family, Christopher Gilbert's mom, along with the family attorney, one of the attorneys, Claudia Payne. Thank you so much for joining me. So let's talk about Chris. What happened? When did you get the call?
I got the call possibly around 8 on April 14th on a Sunday. A friend of his called and she was hysterical crying in the phone. She told me that Chris had fell into the lake and he had been underwater for 20 minutes or so. And I was like, 20 minutes? Why was he under the water for 20 minutes was my first reaction. And she was just like, oh my gosh, she just kept crying hysterically. And I was like, where is he? He's being airlifted to Shreveport. We immediately started calling around, trying to find out where would he be, where would he go. And they informed me that the only trauma unit they have is Ochsner. So we got to Ochsner. They didn't have a call coming in saying that, a plane was about to land. But eventually about 20 or 30 minutes or so, they got the call saying that he was on the way. He was 10 minutes out. It's like they got the call like right before they landed. And initially when my son got there, the doctor called us in and told me that at that time that he was brain dead pretty much. And the rest of his organs were starting to fail. And that we had 72 hours on the ECMO machine. ECMO is like sort of like dialysis for the lungs. And they had to put him on a ventilator.
Wow. And so I'm going to bring in one of your family attorneys, Claudia Payne, working along Lee Merritt.
That's correct.
And you guys have learned more. Tell us what you learned. Did he fall into the lake? Was he pushed into the lake?
So initially, as the mother reported, we initially thought that he fell in the lake. That was what the friend group initially reported to officers. Soon after, and I guess after more investigation, they soon found out that he was actually pushed by a female within that friend group. She actually admitted to mom as well as the police officers that she pushed him into the lake.
Was this horseplay or was it mad or?
Well, in in the legal field, we characterize things the way we see fit. So, of course, they are saying horseplay. We're saying that it was a criminal, intentional push into the lake.
And why didn't anybody go in after him?
Well, now we've seen a video where one of the friends in this group attempted to go into the water briefly, but neither one of the individuals a part of that friend group were the ones to retrieve him from the actual water.
Okay, we have video of Lake Darbon, and shortly after he went in. Can we share that video, please? Tell me what's going on here, Claudia.
Okay.
This is actually Oshner LSU. We took this video this morning because this currently is where Chris is at this time, correct?
That's correct. He's within their care.
Okay.
This is a more recent photo of Chris. This is approximately 3 days ago. His condition or his status, it doesn't necessarily get better, but it does change. It's different. The amount of work that the machines are doing on his behalf is constant. His lungs are said to be at 20%. So status doesn't really get better. It's just different.
Is he responding?
He is cognitive. He is responding mentally. He cannot vocalize anything currently, but he's able to give a thumbs up and a nod of the head right now.
Okay, now those were the pictures that show some promise, but let's look at the pictures when you first saw Chris at Oshner LSU. Yolanda, these are not actually, these are the after pictures. What was going through your mind when you first saw him? Because he was just lying there with a bunch of tubes.
When I first saw him, I was devastated. Like, I felt as though my life had ended in that moment. Like, my son is aspiring to be a medical doctor. My son is, going to be a medical doctor.
He has a master's degree?
He got his master's last year in biological science. And he's preparing for medical school. So for this to happen to him, my son is like so sweet, this most selfless being you'll ever meet. And for that to happen to him, like, I was just devastated.
What is it that you are fighting for now?
I want the young lady who pushed my son, who admitted to me in the family waiting area that night at the hospital, because their friend group came to the hospital, still telling me the same fabricated story that he fell. I learned at that moment in the ER, the sheriff called me and he told me, "Are you familiar with what happened?" "Yeah, he was at the lake and he fell." He was like, "No, one of the young ladies pushed him." And I'm like, "Who pushed him?" And I started looking around the room. "Which one of y'all pushed him?" The young lady, like, "I did." And I was like, "Why would you push my son in the lake knowing he couldn't swim?" She said, "Well, ma'am, I didn't know that man couldn't swim." And I was like, "Who is that man? This is supposed to be amongst groups of friends, right? Who is that man?" "Chris. Everybody knows he can't swim." He jokes about him not being able to swim. Even when we went to the restaurant, the owner of the restaurant even stated, "Everybody knows Chris can't swim. He's been coming here for 2 years. He always joking about it. I got to have on a life jacket," because they say he would come there and go canoeing sometime and he will always have on a life jacket. So everybody knows. If you look at some of the posts, you can see anybody that know him from elementary to middle school, Chris can't swim.
Who actually pulled him from the water? Was it the restaurant worker?
No, it was actually another patron of the restaurant, Dawson Faust, who was a complete stranger to the family and the community prior to this, but now he's their hero, and he deserves the honor.
Yeah. So Claudia, Lee is actually flying into town. What's next for you all today?
So his legal team, Chris's legal team, consists of myself and Lee Merritt of Lee Merritt and Associates from Dallas. We have a dual interest: first, to seek justice by demanding that an arrest is made, but also to hold the restaurant bar owner responsible for not keeping Chris safe while he would patronize their business.
All right. Anything else you want to add? We'll be following this story.
I just want to thank everybody for the prayers and the concerns. Thank you. Please keep the prayers coming. He is recovering. It's still a long journey, but I see progress. We see progress. And I thank you all for the love and the prayers. Thank you.
Yeah. The latest pictures are promising. Thank you.
Very.
We're all equally powerful.
I would be beyond furious. And then they sat there and lied and said that he fell in. They didn't admit until after the sheriff told her that he was pushed in. Okay, let me tell you something, baby. I would have lost it in that hospital. As soon as I found that out, I would literally have lost it had that been my child. And I promise you, things would not have gone good. Okay, I'll say that much. Things would not have gone good. And that's just a fact. Somebody else would have been in that hospital right beside him. That's all I'm saying, honey. Okay? Hold on, beloveds. I'm trying to pull something up real quick. So I want you all to pay attention because there is a very similar story to this that turned out different. It turned out a whole lot worse. Okay? Now, you all may remember Jason Smith, because this incident actually happened in Louisiana. The same place, and it's not a coincidence, but the same place where a 14-year-old by the name of Jason Smith also met his end after he was found drowned in a lake, and he too couldn't swim. And he'd gone to that lake with 8 people who did not look like him, and he was the only one that looked like him. Okay? I also want you to remember the case of Jelani Day. Jelani Day, like Christopher Gilbert, was a medical student. 25-year-old medical student. I reported on this last year, and he too was found deceased in a river in Chicago. He was supposedly out in the woods with 2 Beckys smoking marijuana. We see the video footage, or I showed you the video footage from where he was in fact walking into a dispensary about 9-something in the morning. Okay, he'd gone to class that day, and then they found him in one place and his clothes at the riverbank folded neatly. All right, I want you all to pay attention. And here's the thing. There's been no arrest in the death of the murder of Jelani Day. They're trying to say, or they didn't. They're not trying. They said that he accidentally drowned. Is what they want us to believe. Okay, I want you all to pay attention. Let me pull Jelani's picture up on the screen. This is Jelani Day, for those of you who didn't hear that story when I reported on it. Okay? And then 14-year-old Jason Smith had a very sad story also. And like I said, this was all done on purpose, because when Jason Smith supposedly fell into the lake or was pushed, he was literally pushed in there, I'm pretty sure, but they lied and said that he jumped in. Why would he jump into the lake when he can't even swim? Okay, he didn't jump into that lake. They lied and said that he drank a Red Bull and then jumped in. Okay, I want you all to pay attention. And let me just remind you all of something else too while I'm at it. Okay, that's Jason Smith, who died when he was 14 years old. I believe it was in 2011 when they took his life. But this also happened in Louisiana. Okay, so please pay attention. These are the things that happen when you go off somewhere with certain people and you're the only one who looks like you. Okay? Now, with that all being said, this happened on June 6th of 2011. And for those of you who don't remember or who maybe missed that broadcast, I'm just going to show some of the footage of what his father had to say. Now, the beginning, I'm going to mute the volume because they're playing Lauryn Hill's song and I don't need any copyright issues. Okay, so we're just going to briefly go over this before we get into the next story. Because I just want you all to let this serve as a stark reminder of how nefarious things can happen when you're the only one who looks like you. There's another story that I reported on. This was back when I used to be on Facebook before I ever started YouTube, of a black man who was about 18 or 19 years old who went to Greece with about 9 of his friends who didn't look like him. And when he got there, he was a handsome man. So a lot of the women over there wanted to take pictures with him and were trying to, hit on him. And so he was in basically a tavern one night with his friends, and this woman wanted to take a picture with him. And so some of the Serbs, is what they call the Greek men, they got upset and jealous. And so they beat him to death. Now, while they were beating him, what do you think his friends who didn't look like him did? Well, they didn't do anything. They didn't do anything to help him because the people who were beating him looked like them. And you may also remember that in 2020, I reported on the story of a man who looks like me who went to a lake Okay. I think it was to watch an eclipse, or he went there for some specific reason. I can't recall. But he went there with a group of people who don't look like him. And when he got there was another group of people who don't look like him who wanted to lynch him. They told him he was on private property, and they started talking crazy. And I showed you the video footage how they accosted him. They ripped his hair out of his head. They had him up against a tree trying to literally lynch him. What do you think his friends who came there with him were doing? They weren't doing much. Oh, stop, this and that. They weren't trying to fight them, trying to defend the man or anything. And in fact, when he ended up, because he was able to get out of there, but when he went to court against them, they had the nerve to ask him, the police that is, if he would drop the charges or basically allow or agree to the men who did this to him, agree to them just simply taking a diversion course. So they won't get jail time or have a record. And when he didn't agree to it, they found a way to pin charges on him. I want y'all to pay attention. This is a wicked, evil, nefarious country that we live in, okay? If you think what they're doing to the Palestinians is wicked, well, at the end of the day, that's the same thing they're doing to us over here, okay? That's the same thing they're doing to us over here. Please pay attention. Now, I'm going to share my screen, like I said, and I'm going to have it muted as they're showing some of the things. And also, the beginning of my video that I play at the end, when you see the people, the black people marching in all black, this is who they were marching for. Jason Smith, the 14-year-old. Okay, so let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance.
Don't deserve to be a part of my son. That really.
My apologies, beloved. That has the entire song on it. I'm sorry. I thought it was just an apportionment, but it has the entire song up there. So here's the thing. The father basically said, this is what he says. Now, I don't know if you could read the letter that they showed, but one of the people who was there at the scene, but this young man lost his life, they lied and said that he was in a boat and the boat flipped over and that he was in the water and they tried to, they got in and tried to help him and that both of them were underwater. And then one of the friends told the guy that was supposedly trying to help that the police are going to try to pin it on them. First of all, here's what I want you to pay attention to. If any of us, anyone in your right and good mind, if you're at a lake, river, whatever, any body of water, even if it's a pool, and your friend that went there with you falls in and is drowning, the last thing that a real friend would be concerned about is something being pinned on them. The only time you'd be concerned about something being pinned on you rather than the person who's in danger is if you're the one perpetuating the danger that that person is in. That's how that goes. It would never dawn on me in the midst of trying to save my friend from drowning, trying to save their life. It would never enter my mind that, if they don't live, the police are going to pin it on me. Who thinks like that besides the killers? And also of note, one of the people who was there, their father is an FBI agent. Why am I bringing that up? Because here's the thing. That's likely why nobody got prosecuted. And also, at the end of the day, Kendrick Johnson, who died wrapped up in that mats in the gym at the high school down there in Valdosta, Georgia. Yeah, the two boys who were the last to supposedly see him alive, who the parents thought had something to do with it. Well, their father was also an FBI agent. And so that's likely why they weren't prosecuted. And in fact, they sued the parents for defamation, or they sued them for something. I think it was defamation, if I'm not mistaken. But the parents had to end up shelling out money to pay for their attorney's fees after they possibly killed their son. I just want you all to pay attention. This is the world that we live in the United States. Okay, and I wish I could show you all that video because I wanted you to hear what the father had to say. Basically, the father said that he was out of town in California and his son Jason couldn't swim. He was 14 years old. And he said there's no way Jason would have jumped into that water because his son just was so afraid of water. And so that when he was in California, he received a call from the police telling him that his son was dead and that he drowned. He told them then on the phone, don't touch his body. Now, why did he tell them not to touch his son's body? Because likely he knew or felt they were going to try to cover it up, that they were going to try to hide evidence or do something so he wouldn't find out the truth of how his son passed. And so when he got there, he says he went to view his son's body and identify him, and his son had bruises all over his face. He had been raped without the G. And it was obvious that they'd done something nefarious. He didn't just simply drown. And also, he had no organs. Why were the organs removed? It could have been for harvesting, but it also could have been to, skew the results of the autopsy report. Also to hide the fact that he really didn't even drown. Because then if there's no organs, you don't get to see whether or not there was water in the lungs. Okay? So did he really drown? Or did they just murder him and throw him in the lake after they did what they did to him? And you saw on that video that the Klan was in that same area at that same lake days after and days before this alleged incident that they called an accidental drowning. Okay, no one ever prosecuted. Please pay attention. This, as I said, happened also in Louisiana. Okay, so these are some of the wicked, nefarious things that go on. At the end of the day, with that all being said, lights up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Very sad. And here's another thing. I almost forgot to tell you this part. So Jason Smith's father says that after this happened, after they murdered his son, he packed up his belongings, and he and his other son, who was younger, I do believe, they were leaving town. They decided to move and just get away from there. And on the night they were leaving, he said that the police, chased him and his son, trying to run them off the street, tried to run them off the road, trying to take their lives. And luckily, he was able to cross over into another county. That's how they escaped. All nefarious. Lights up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. And so here's what an article about that entire incident that happened with Jason Smith said. Cover up. Black Louisiana teen found dead in a lake with his organs removed and so-called accidental drowning. 14-year-old Jason Smith was found deceased in Eros, Louisiana, in a lake. His death was deemed an accidental drowning, but his body was found with no organs. His family believed that they know who killed their son. They know why the organs were removed, and that he was also great prior to his death. They said specifically prior to him being killed. So they know this wasn't an accident. But why would someone cover up a murder? Smith's family believes it's because the murderer was has a KKK card, and also is the son of an FBI agent. That's what they allege. Now, it sounds far-fetched, but the missing organs mean that maybe this murder should have gotten more attention. Okay, at the time of his death, he was found dead on June the 6th of 2011. The media was very light in the coverage of his death, with very little details being released. And that's what you all should pay attention to, because the same thing happened in the case of Christopher Gilbert, who almost drowned in that lake. Because you should be asking yourselves, the young woman, and I saw a person who looks like me, a woman of my own skin tone, said something so obtuse. She asked the question when she saw this posted on Instagram, the story of Christopher Gilbert. She said, why are they mentioning the race of his friend, the girl who pushed him in? Why are they mentioning her race? I mean, she said he knew her as a friend. That's what they said. This is what somebody who looks like me said. Why are they mentioning her race? Because this was likely a hate crime. Some people are so ridiculous, okay? I want you to pay attention. But what we should be asking ourselves, not why they mentioned her race. Race plays a big role in many things that happen to people who look like me. That's why it was mentioned. But what she should have been asking instead is, why aren't they showing her face? Why aren't they giving her name? Why hasn't anyone been arrested? They want to chalk this up to horseplay. I don't care if it was horseplay or not, which I don't believe it was, because if so, why didn't the same person who pushed him in try to help him get out? Why would you push someone in a lake when you know they can't swim? She knew he couldn't swim. And here's the thing, even if none of them knew that he couldn't swim, didn't they see that he couldn't swim once they pushed him in? Didn't they see that he was struggling, fighting the water, trying to save himself? That didn't let them know that he couldn't swim. At that point, they let him fight in the water for 10 minutes or more. Save for the one person who tried to help him from the group. So they want to chalk it up to horseplay. They did the same thing when a group of white teenagers took an 8-year-old biracial boy. This was years ago. I reported this when I was on Facebook. But they took an 8-year-old biracial boy, stood him on top of a picnic table, and put a noose around his neck that was tied to a tire. Okay, you know how children play in those tires, and like they're trying to make it into a swing, and they pushed him off the table, and he was hanged. Now, luckily for him, he was able to free himself. Okay, but the police chalked it all up to horseplay, just boys being boys, and none of the thugs that did that to him were ever arrested. Okay, and let me see if I can pull that picture up of the child's wounds on his neck. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. This happened in 2017. Family says that teens hanged 8-year-old biracial boy from tree with a rope. The young boy didn't suffer permanent physical damage, but his family and community demand the police get to the bottom of it. Well, they didn't get to the bottom of anything because, like I told you, they said it was simply horseplay. All right? That's what they said. They said it was horseplay. Likes up, everyone. So with that all being said, hold on. Let me see if I can pull up this picture because I want you all to see his neck. Okay? Here it is right here. They have it covered. I want you to pay attention. They actually have it covered on Google. I'm going to go to the news report. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. And it's very imperative, in my opinion, to review these stories. When another story like a previous story happens, it's very important to me to review the other stories that people may not have heard about, because this shows a pattern of nefariousness. Okay. And also, like I said, sometimes these things happen in the same state and by the same type of people. So we should be paying attention to these things. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance.
Teenagers in New Hampshire taunted an 8-year-old biracial boy with racial slurs and then pushed him off a picnic table with a rope around his neck, injuring him. That's according to the boy's family. The child was treated at a hospital for cuts to his neck following the near hanging on August 28th in Claremont, the boy's grandmother told the Valley News. He has since been released and has returned to school. The grandmother said the children were in a backyard when some of the teens got on a table and grabbed the rope that held a tire swing. It's not clear how that rope got around her grandson's neck. She said the teens pushed him off.
Okay, I just want you all to pay attention. This is what they do, and very little information was given, as you can see. Okay, that was a 40-second report on that story. Now, Claremont Police Chief Mark Chase told the newspaper that his department was investigating the August 28th incident involving several juveniles. He declined, however, to provide details and refused to confirm the case involved the 8-year-old boy. Chase also did not respond to calls and emails from the media, the Associated Press. Okay, and like I told you all, when this happened in September of 2017, or in August of 2017, they basically tried to chalk it up as horseplay. So here's the thing that I find interesting. So when their kids horseplay with ours and they kill them or almost kill them, that's what it is. There's no negligence. There's no criminal element to it. There's no involuntary manslaughter charges. There's none of that. How does that make a bit of sense? Because I guarantee you, if children who look like me were doing the same things to those children, there would absolutely be consequences and repercussions. Okay? Please pay attention. That's exactly what would happen. Yes, they stay on code, Prince of Paraphernalia. Absolutely, beloved. Okay? So with that all being said, now let's talk about this nefarious pastor, Pastor John Paul Miller. Let's talk about it, because this man is so nefarious. I'm going to pull up the Instagram information about this, because this is where I first found the story, on Instagram. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance, beloveds. Okay, here we go. A lot of these pastors are being exposed. Okay, this is the year of exposure. A lot of things are going to continue to come to the surface, and a lot of people will continue to be exposed, whether they want to or not, whether they try to hide the truth or not. The truth is going to be revealed. Okay, this is prophesied in the Bible that they want to ban, by the way. Please pay attention.
In the Pastor John Paul Miller case and the death of his wife. Remember, the pastor is the one who oddly announced at the end of a church service how his wife died.
I got a call late last night. My wife has passed away. And yeah, it was self-induced, and it was up in North Carolina.
Now, Pastor John Paul and his wife Micah had been separated for some time, long enough for Pastor John Paul Miller to have a girlfriend. And this girlfriend has an interesting past. Her name is Susie Skinner. And according to multiple sources, Susie and Pastor John Paul have been dating for quite a while. And that's interesting because the pastor and Micah Miller were not legally divorced. And as you can tell in this picture with Susie, the pastor still has his wedding ring on. But there's something disturbing that the pastor and Susie Skinner have in common.
We're learning more about the man who died after being found unresponsive in an Horry County pool. The victim was 40-year-old Christopher Skinner, a paraplegic and a motivational speaker.
Susie Skinner's former husband, Chris Skinner, died from a drowning accident. Chris Skinner had a tragic accident some 20 years ago that left him bound to a wheelchair, but he adapted and lived a beautiful life. And according to Susie, he enjoyed going to their community pool often by himself. And on Labor Day 2021, Chris did just that. But apparently something went terribly wrong. According to reports, Chris got too close to the pool with his wheelchair and fell in, with nobody around to save him. And as I said, Chris had been in his wheelchair for almost 20 years. And according to Susie, every day during the summer since 2013, they would go to this pool. So he was familiar with the area. But somehow, on Labor Day 2021, Chris misjudged how close he was to the pool and fell in. And guess who conducted his funeral?
It's very, very exciting. I was Chris's pastor to preach a funeral in which I don't have to lie. It's probably my first funeral where I get to say all the truthful stuff, and that's because we know beyond a shadow of a doubt that Chris was a child of God, is a child of God, faithful husband, wonderful father, great friend, brother.
And if you want to read more about the life of Chris and Susie Skinner and how she's adapted to this tragic accident, you don't have to go very far. You just have to go to the pastor's own church website. The entire story is there. I want to be very clear. This is all just circumstantial evidence. As of now, there's nothing connecting the two deaths. But I do believe this is a very important part to a story that's becoming very complicated. A story that, according to friends and family of Micah Miller, it's very dark. Darker than what the good pastor wants you to know.
God hates divorce, but why? According to everybody I've asked and the scriptures that I've found, it's because it hurts people. But does abuse hurt people? How do you think God feels about that?
There's an interesting development in the Pastor John Paul Miller case and the death of his wife. Remember, the pastor is the one who oddly announced at the end of a church service how his wife died.
I got a call late last night. My wife has passed away. And yeah, it was self-induced, and it was up in North Carolina.
Now, Pastor John Paul and his wife Micah had been separated for some time.
So I want you all to pay attention. This is beyond nefarious, okay? This is not a coincidence in my opinion. So both of these two are dating, and then mysteriously their spouses turn up deceased under very strange circumstances. And then he's sitting there cracking jokes at the man's funeral and performing the eulogy. Y'all don't find that suspicious? This is all so crazy. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Now, and as I said, you saw the video. You saw the video of his wife speaking, and she said that people say that divorce is bad, but is abuse bad? So he was clearly, according to her, abusing her. And we all know that women who are abused usually turn up deceased at the hands of their very own abuser. Okay, with that all being said, I don't think this woman took her own life. Absolutely, I don't think so. I think that he took her life so that he wouldn't have to give her anything out of the divorce, and that he could just move on with his mistress, whose conveniently husband is now also dead. Okay, please pay attention. Now I'm going to go to another video about this. This one talks more so about the mistress. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Because now that pastor, well, he's missing. And the church is permanently closed. Let's get into it.
Information is coming out about the death of Micah Miller. Just 3 days after JP made the announcement of his wife Micah's passing, he can be seen going to enjoy sushi at the Coastal Grand Mall with his alleged girlfriend, Susie Skinner. 4 days after he can be seen again at a restaurant called Kingston Street Grill with, you guessed it, Susie again. Allegedly, it is common knowledge that JP has been dating Susie for years, from sharing food and blankets at soccer games to enjoying days at the water park. But JP isn't the only newly widowed individual here. In 2021, Susie's then-husband, Chris Skinner, a motivational speaker who was paralyzed 20 years prior due to a drunk driver and lived his life in a wheelchair, was found unresponsive in a pool and allegedly accidentally drowned, although some question how this was even possible. JP performed Chris's celebration of life and spoke about how he frequented their home, how Chris's shoes were always clean, and that Chris can now walk in heaven with no pain and also with no Democrats.
There'll be no more death, no more crying, and no more what? No more pain, no more pain. And let me add to that, there'll be no more taxes. There'll be no more COVID. Where is that? There's no COVID. There's no Democrats or Republicans. Our Republicans, we're not going to be separated up there.
Now, just a day after JP and Susie were last seen enjoying their life, on May 1st, JP informed the news outlets that he could no longer do their scheduled interview because he was leaving town. As of yesterday, May 3rd, JP's church is reportedly permanently closed. We are also finding out that this isn't the first failed marriage JP has experienced, but once you hear how old Micah was when she met JP, you will be shocked. More information is coming out about the death of Micah Miller. Just 3 days after JP made the announcement of his wife Micah's passing, he can be seen going to...
Okay, so I want you all to pay attention. This is clearly nefarious, okay? At the end of the day, he's sitting there, like I said, cracking jokes at the man's funeral, talking about where he's going. There's no more Democrats or Republicans. His shoes were always clean. Sounds so ridiculous. And then also, he seemed like he was ecstatic. Like he couldn't barely contain his glee. The fact that he was up there performing that man's eulogy, and he probably was the main one who pushed that poor man in the lake. Condolences to his family and friends who loved and cared about him. Okay, may the people who did that to him and to the pastor's wife, Micah Miller, I hope they get exactly what's coming to them. Okay, if not in this realm, certainly in the next. And so, likes up, everyone, please like and share it. Thank you in advance, beloveds. It's just all so wicked that some people would do anything and stop at nothing to get what they want. And so let's talk about how the family is skeptical about the passing of Mrs. Micah Miller. I'm going to share my screen so you can see this news report. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Yes, Leon, he was absolutely excited, honey. He couldn't contain his glee. He was clearly excited. And then even when you think about how he talked about his wife's passing, he literally announced it at the end of the church service. Most people would think that one would announce it at the beginning. Or why would you even be at church? Because he said he got the call last night, the night before. Now, even though they were separated, he didn't have any love in his heart for this woman because he didn't seem like he was grieving to me. But, you know, he's probably the one that took her out. As far as I'm concerned, that's my opinion.
Authorities are investigating the death of a South Carolina pastor's wife after her body was found in a state park about a week ago. Pastor John Paul Miller told his congregation that his wife, 30-year-old Micah, took her own life after struggling with mental illness. But her friends and family say otherwise and want police to, quote, deeply investigate what happened. More than 100 people rallying outside John Paul's church in Myrtle Beach, demanding justice for Micah. This happened on Sunday. Our very own Kelsey Kernstein has been digging into the story. Kelsey, some pretty startling court documents revealing what may have happened just before Micah died.
Yeah, hey there, Hannah. They really are startling. So according to reports, just days before she died, she filed multiple times for a legal separation from her husband. We're also learning that she even filed for divorce back in October. Then Micah posted on Facebook about abuse just weeks ago. The video offers advice for people who may be in an abusive relationship. And some believe that this video is proof that Micah was in one herself.
God hates divorce. But why? According to everybody I've asked and the scriptures that I've found, it's because it hurts people. But does abuse hurt people? How do you think God feels about that?
So according to the police report, 30-year-old Micah Miller died on April 27th. We know that her body was found in Lumber River State Park in North Carolina. That is just about an hour away from where the Millers live in Myrtle Beach. Just days after she died, her husband, Pastor John Paul Miller, told his parishioners that she had taken her own life and blamed it on her years of mental health struggles. However, police say they are still investigating how Micah died.
I got a call late last night. My wife has passed away. And yeah, it was self-induced, and it was up in North Carolina. Y'all pray for me.
Obituary that they believe was odd. It reads, she would praise her husband after every church service, telling him he was the best preacher in the world, in parentheses, even if it wasn't true. She also told him he was the funniest preacher in the world, in parentheses, even if that wasn't true either. We also know on Sunday, dozens of people came together in Myrtle Beach, and they gathered outside the church to rally for Micah and send a message to her husband. Take a listen.
I came out today to support her, to support her family, to support her story, because her story is important and it needs to be heard.
I remember one time passing by just saying hi, and it was like the biggest smile on her face, saying hi back.
Micah's sister also telling her friends on social media not to listen to false stories being shared about Micah. And a friend of Micah is also saying that she spoke to Micah multiple times a week before she died, and that her final text to her on Friday night was not a woman about to die, but a woman making plans to live. We have also reached out to John Paul Miller's church for comment, and we were told that now is not a good time to interview him. Hannah?
Kelsey Kernstein, so many unanswered questions. Thank you so much.
It's never going to be a good time to interview him because he's currently on the run, in my opinion. The church is shut down and he's nowhere to be found. Where did he go? Where did he go? And I absolutely do not believe that woman took her own life, okay? Condolences to her family, friends, and loved ones, and also to the man who was married to the mistress, okay? Because both of those people were murdered. That's just my opinion, okay? I absolutely believe they were both murdered. Just low down and nefarious. Everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Now, I want to show you all something because I thought this was all very interesting. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Once in the chat, if you all remember, a video that I showed you of some children who were stopped by the police because the 5 or 6 year old little girl was driving to the store for candy. I'm going to show it again. And here's why. You're going to see in a minute. Okay, you're going to see in a minute why I'm going to show you this again. Because I just want y'all to pay attention how they have no love for people who look like me, not even children that were demonized, vilified, talk crazy to children, but talk so nice and sweet to their own. And that's the police that I'm talking about. And also, they even call them by their first names. Okay, they're on a first name basis when they're trying to deal with some of these nefarious thugs that look like them. Please pay attention. Okay, I'm going to share my screen in just a second. Okay, here we go. I think this has music. I think there's some music playing, so I'm going to add music so that we just, mess up the arrangement a little bit here so that I don't get any copyright issues. All right. Here we go. Lights up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance.
Roll it down. Roll it down. Yeah, everything's all right, man. So what are you doing? You wanted to get some candy from 7-Eleven, and then you drove here. Okay. Who's that right there in the back? That's your brother? Okay, so why are you driving? We got reports that you were swerving and everything. Why are you got some...
Turn off the engine now.
Turn the engine off. I got it. All right. Look, it's great that you guys wanted to get some candy, but you have your license on you? You don't have your license on you. You can't drive without your license. Okay. Well, come on, I'm gonna need you to get out the car. I got some candy for you, and your mom should be coming soon. Come on. Hop on out. Hop on out. All right. Here's some candy. Okay. Okay. Come on. Come on. All right. Stay right here, guys. Stay right here. Your mom's coming soon. Okay. All right. Roll it down.
Now, I wanted you all to see that. Can she reach the pedal? Yes, obviously she could, beloved, okay? But that goes to show you the level of intelligence our kids have. How did the 5-year-old know how to manage to drive a car? Let me tell you something. Children are smart. These are nothing more than just little people. That's all they are, okay? That's all they are, just some little people. And they have plenty of sense. All right, so she not only drove to the store, she got them there safely, thank God, without injuring either of them or anyone else along the way. Now, in the end of that video, which they don't show here, the mother shows up and gives them both a hug or whatever, and of course she fusses at the little girl for driving the car. But this just goes to show how children watch your every move. They watch every little thing that you do, whether you know it or not, okay? Please pay attention. Now, I wanted you to see that because I wanted you to remember how Karen had no patience, walked up to the car, immediately starts yelling at the little girl, turn that engine off, turn the engine off right now. First of all, the child probably doesn't even realize what the engine is. It may have made more sense if Karen, rather than yelling, had spoken nicely and calmly like the other officer was doing and just simply said, sweetie, turn the car off. Okay? If she'd said that, but yelling, turn the engine off right now. Thank God she isn't the one who showed up there on the scene by herself. She would have had those poor children so traumatized, she'd have ordered them out of the car, told them to lie down on the ground, handcuffed them, and taken them to jail. Now, you can say, Queen Ahmadiyyah, how do you know that? Well, I know that because that's what we've seen them do in the past. To children who look like that. Remember the little boy who was 10 years old who got out of the car when his mother was inside speaking with her attorney and he had to use the bathroom and there was no restroom for him to use or whatever. And so he took a leak behind the car and he was arrested. Why would you arrest him for that? Fool. Whoever the cop was. Why didn't he just simply say, son, you can't be doing that. You know, somebody could see you, whatever, and just basically just talk to him. Go inside and speak to the mother. Maybe give her a citation at best. But to arrest him, that's to criminalize your children. So that your child has a record before they even become an adult. And in many cases, before they're even teenagers. This is what they do. And it's all by design. But what I want you to pay attention to is you see how Karen spoke to that little girl in that video. Now I want you to witness how the cops handled another Karen who was going in on the police, clearly resisting. She didn't get shot. She didn't get tased. She didn't get pepper spray. She didn't get anything except handled with kid gloves. Please pay attention.
Hey, I didn't tell you to get out of the car. Stop. Do you have your phone on you?
Don't touch me.
Do you have your phone on you?
Get your fucking hands off me.
Where's your phone?
Do not.
Where's your phone at?
Get do not touch me. Okay. Did I ever say you fucker do not touch me? Get his fucking hands off me. Get your fucking hands off me.
Cool out. Hey, if you keep resisting, I'm gonna charge you with that.
You know what? I'm gonna charge you with putting your fucking dirty ass hands on me.
Stop moving. Let him take off your watch.
You. You don't get to touch me. You are a disgusting piece of shit. The next time you fucking touch me.
Hey, get in the car. Sit in the car.
No, he doesn't get to touch me.
Okay, sit in the car.
Follow, use the words and let's use our hands.
Hey, get in the car. If you don't, you're gonna get charged with obstructing.
If
Get in
he
the car.
fucking touches me again.
Get in the car, Sean.
Get your fucking hands off me.
Sean, he's not even touching you. Get in the car.
Oh, but he
I'm not
did.
touching you.
No, he's touched me.
Get in the car,
He's
Sean.
touched me way more times than appropriate.
Sean, get in the car.
Do you know what he's done? If you
Stop kicking us.
I'm gonna kick you right in the.
Now, I want you all to pay attention to that nefariousness, okay? That Karen tried to bite the officer, was kicking them, cursing them out, just going in, being very rude and disrespectful for something that she was at fault for. But they didn't do anything to her, okay? They were talking to her nicely. They were calling her by her first name. They didn't put hands on on her in a violent way or anything. They didn't shoot her, pepper spray her, or tase her, any of those things. Now, I'm not saying that they needed to, but they do that all the time to people who look like me when they absolutely don't need to. Do you remember the elderly woman who's my skin tone that the police beats, pummeled, punched in the face a myriad of times on the side of the road? Said she was resisting. They didn't even threaten to charge this woman, the Karen, with resisting. They simply said that she could be charged with obstruction. Now, why would they say that? Because obstruction is, of course, less troublesome than being charged with resisting arrest. I just want y'all to pay attention. This is what devils do. Okay, this is absolutely what devils do. Please pay attention. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Now, with that all being said, let me pull up this video of Karen, another Karen, acting a complete fool. And clearly trying to be provocative. Okay, trying to provoke this man. Let's get into it.
Away from my car.
Come on.
Get away from
really,
my car.
you? Boy, get out of your car, boy, son.
Go somewhere, crazy.
No, I'm not crazy. Get out of your car now.
You don't
Yeah,
want me to
eating your McDonald's.
You don't
Get
want
out
me
of
to
your
go
car, asshole.
Get your order straight.
Come on. Come on now. I'm so ready to fight club this shit. Let's go. Come on.
No.
Come on. Oh,
no.
pussy. Pussy. You're a fucking pussy. Get a degree. Go to school.
I am what I
Go
eat.
to school.
I am what I eat. You see my car versus your car.
You're eating McDonald's? Go to school.
You see my car versus your
Go
car.
to-
Bye. Bye.
Make $1 million a year.
But you eat at
fucking
McDonald's.
Son. No, I'm not eating at McDonald's. I was getting a coffee at McDonald's. You?
That's not
$2
eating.
bill?
That's not eating. Take your ass on.
Get out of your car, pussy.
Go
Get out of
home.
your car.
Go home.
I'm here. No,
Go
come
home.
on.
Go home, Miss Washington. Take your ass home.
Come on. No, get your ass out of your car. Are you going to post this? Because you look like a pussy right now. A pussy with your, Get a degree. Go to school. Go to school. Oh, I'm putting it on the internet.
Yo, get away from my car.
I'm not near your car. Your white ass car. Let's go. No, pussy. Pussy. You're a pussy. You're a pussy.
Get away from my car.
You're a pussy. I'm not touching your
You
stupid
smell like
white
pussy.
two-door car.
You smell like pussy.
No, I don't.
Get away from my
You
car.
only wish you could have this, dumb fuck. Get out of your car. Come on.
This bitch bugging.
Come on. Dumb fuck.
Look at this.
Like I have your car. Much less expensive, dickhead. Come on. What a pussy. You're a pussy. A pussy. You are a pussy. Put that on me. Put it on Instagram. All that. I'm a pussy because this woman is. I'm a
done
pussy.
yet?
I won't even get out of my
You
car.
done yet?
I'm a pussy.
You done yet?
No, I'm not done yet. Till you get out of your car and stand up against me. Let's go.
You
Come
done
on.
yet? Can you go somewhere else? Look,
I'll
people are
go
trying
anywhere.
People
To
are trying
beat
to
your ass,
people
I'll
are-
go anywhere
people
to
are
beat
try-
your ass.
Oh my God! People are trying to get in their car.
Go ahead. I'm not. I have no beef with her. I have a beef with you. Get out of your car, you little pussy. Yeah, okay. All right. You know what? You are like every other man. And
Get away from my car.
come on.
Get away from
Really,
my car.
you boy? Get out of your car.
Absolutely egregious, okay? And pay attention. She's calling him a boy, so you know that he's somebody of my skin tone, and just being so disrespectful and acting a whole idiot. At the end of the day, let me tell you something. I carry pepper spray. Had she come to my car acting like that, I would have started recording her, and then at some point, when she continued her foolishness, I would have sprayed her right in her face. Okay, get out of here, Karen. I don't have time for it. Because for one, I would have feared for my life. Some deranged Karen coming back and forth to my window, making crazy, wild accusations, talking crazy. And then she said she makes $1 million a year. If you make $1 million a year and that's how you walk around looking and behaving, I feel sorry for you. Okay, please pay attention. Sounds crazy. She definitely is not making anybody's $1 million a year. Okay, people making that kind of money don't have time to walk around acting foolish and being so angry and upset. All right, you should be living your best life, honey, if you make $1 million a year. Wouldn't you think? But I digress. Now let's talk about, I'm going to go to what Dr. Umar, something that Dr. Umar was talking about. Please pay attention. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance.
Being raised to believe I need Air Jordans, I need a Benz, I need a big house, I need a Louis Vuitton bag, I need a $500 weave on my head to be somebody. But y'all don't make me go to school. Y'all don't check my homework. Y'all don't make me enroll in the serious classes. All you do is push football, basketball, and music in the community. You're telling me I need this to be somebody, but you're not giving me the skills to become that. So what happens when I graduate and don't have the skills to earn legally all the stuff that Brother Aristotle earns? I'm gonna have to break the law. I'm gonna have to become a criminal. The point that I'm making is I believe Black America is guilty of creating criminals because we're not raising our children the way they need to be raised to legally get the things we tell them they need to be somebody.
You're right. So we have to create jobs for each other. That's the main problem too, because we don't even employ each other. We don't have a direct pipeline.
No pipeline, because we have no infrastructure. If I'm being raised to believe I need air.
Dr. Umar is absolutely right. Some of y'all are raising your children to be so materialistic. And in fact, they're vanity slaves. Okay, because many of our people think that way foolishly. That's what a lot of our people think, that, oh, they have to have the latest name brands. It's so idiotic. You don't have anything for yourself half the time. You're not saving or building generational wealth. What you're doing, many of our people, what they're doing is in fact allowing other people, helping other people, assisting other people, okay? Giving their money to other people to build their own generational wealth. And it's so ridiculously, insidiously obtuse that I can't even make sense of it if I wanted to. And neither can any of you. Because at the end of the day, these same people are the ones that keep their foot on your necks. These are the same people that are the reason and the cause for our oppression. These are the same people that don't want to ever give us reparations, of which we absolutely deserve, not only for slavery, but for the myriad of other atrocities that they perpetuated upon people who look like us. Please pay attention. Okay, now let's go to one more video from Dr. Umar. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance.
Y'all have done a good job putting all these Black children through college, right? But you know what the contradiction is? College doesn't equal employment for Black children. There's an article that just came out. What was the Time magazine last week? 60% of Americans, regardless of race, are working in a profession that has absolutely nothing to do with their college degree. So Oprah and LeBron, don't give them $250 for no white school. Put it in their hand with an entrepreneurial coach that will help them realize their business idea. We need economic revolution. We keep on begging to participate. Forget participating with white folks. We should be fighting for money and resources. You see it. This is the first Black CEO of such and such. They're going to come to you soon. They're going to say, Brother Aristotle, we would like for you to be the CEO of this Fortune 500. We're going to pay you $500,000 a year.
That's too low money.
Hell, they go up with you. Here's the point. They're only using you for your intelligence in the industry. Once they get it, you're gone. And then you go back to what you was doing. It ain't no market left. LeBron and Oprah, y'all have done a good.
Absolutely no lies detected, okay? Dr. Umar knows what he's talking about, okay? You can't deny that whether you like him or you hate him, all right? Please pay attention. It's all so nefarious. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Let's talk about Nature Boy's wives, okay? This is all so crazy. Nature Boy is in prison and he's not getting out, but his faithful, loyal minions, okay, some of his wives, they're trying desperately to get him an appeal. 3 of his wives, in fact. Okay, so let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance.
For a man, and they're going to stick beside him.
You know, he's our teacher. He's our guru.
And they believe he's God.
They don't do nothing to nobody.
In March 2024, TSR broke it all down. Eligio Bishop, the leader of an alleged sex cult in Atlanta arrested and charged for raping his members.
It's like a tarnishing of his reputation.
3 of his wives are now stepping into the shade room, defending their husband, accusing the victims of lying to police.
Aaliyah never done that to us. That is a lie. These women are lying, and these women are bitter.
Their fight to overturn his life sentence and what they say it's really like living as a member of his group, Carbon Nation. I'm Justin Carter. This is TSR Investigates Updates.
I just want you all to pay attention to the foolishness of it all, okay? Please pay attention. I'm not going to show the whole thing, but at the end of the day, I just want you to realize these people are still standing by him, okay? That's my man, and I'm sticking by him. Isn't that what they said on Dr. Phil? So clearly, Sophie said, I still don't understand how. How is this possible? Some people are brainwashed, beloved, and it's not hard to do. Okay, many of our people are brainwashed, walking around with whole brains washed and walking around indoctrinating foolish and not waking up and not even wanting to wake up to the foolishness that they're involved in. Okay, still stuck in the matrix. Okay, please pay attention. That's just what it is, unfortunately. So with that all being said, I'm about to conclude this broadcast, but I just wanted you all to see that. The ignorance continues. Now, everyone, please like and share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay? And also, we're going to be live on the spiritual channel. It's 2 o'clock. I'm going to be live on the spiritual channel at 3. Okay, so please don't miss out on that. Going to be live on there at 3 o'clock. And I will be, James says, not the 3 wives sounding crazy. Oh, yeah, they sound real crazy, okay? And we know that this man is just demented, okay? The stuff that he was saying about what he allows his son to do with his private parts and all that, it's just ridiculous and sick, okay? Just ridiculous and sick. I wonder who he learned that from. But anyway, I digress. Now, with that all being said, we're going to be live on the spiritual channel at 3 o'clock. Right, and for the members, I will be uploading something for the members twice this week, not today specifically, but twice this week. I'll have something specific for the members, all right? And we'll have Trivia Friday again on this Friday. So everyone, please like and share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. I love you all to life, and I want to thank you all for tuning in, and I hope to see you all on the next broadcast. Till next time, beloveds, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace. Hey, yo, Nick, hit him with that flavor. Sold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. That's See right. A bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got